liturgical type seasons, they have what's called a church calendar. And on the calendar, today, this weekend begins the season of Advent. Advent is probably one of my favorite seasons of the year because it's the 4 weeks prior to Christmas. I mean, I look outside today, I come in this morning and you've got the tree already up and it's looking pretty. I come upstairs and y'all are decorating all up and you've got St. Nick right outside the door here in the library. It's a beautiful time of the year. I love this time of the season, don't you?
Yeah.
You know, it brings back so many memories. It brings back memories of when I was a kid and, you know, we didn't have a whole lot of money growing up, but it was always a fun time of the year. Because my mama, boy, she could cook. She was a southern lady, and she could cook. She could cook the paint off the wall. And we had everything. I mean, any kind of sweets you wanted. She made fruit cakes, and I'm not talking about those nasty fruit cakes, you know, that you want to ship off and send to somebody else. But she'd make these fruit cakes, and she didn't put any liquor in them because I was raised in a Pentecostal house. So I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but we were teetotalers. There was no alcohol, you know. We didn't drink Coca-Cola out of a Coca-Cola bottle because it looked too much like a beer bottle. And so it's kind of legalistic. But that's kind of how I was raised. But we love Christmas. And we love this season of the year. This is one of my favorite seasons. In this season of Advent, we begin with the 4 weeks prior to Christmas. Because in these 4 weeks, it's a season of preparation. But it's also a season of anticipation. It's a dual season because we're looking for the coming of the Christ child in his first advent. What do we celebrate on Christmas Day? We celebrate Jesus coming.
Right.
And we have, you know, the manger scenes, and we celebrate his first coming as he comes in the babe in the manger. But during this season, we also look at his coming for his second advent, where he won't be the babe in the manger any longer, but he'll be the King of the Kings and the Lord of Lords, riding that big white steed as he comes in and he ushers in the consummation of all things. And he comes back and he rules and reigns here on earth. What a time that will be. Can you imagine what it will be like? And these are what the things that we think about. These are the things we prepare for. We prepare for that time that we'll remember the incarnation where God became man. But we remember the time where, big fancy word that guys who do theology talk about, called eschatology. It's a doctrine of last things when Jesus comes back. And we see the disciples here in this passage, they're really concerned. And they ask Jesus, it's like, before this passage that I read today, they're asking him questions, and they're asking, Jesus, when are you coming back? And Jesus answers them. And he answers them this. He said, only the Father knows. No man knows but the Father. So I want to tell you something. Beware of those who will always try to tell you that Jesus is coming back tomorrow. Okay? In 1988, there was a man who wrote a book called 88 Reasons Why Jesus is Coming Back in 1988. Well, I was in seminary during that time. And I remember when he wrote the book and nothing happened. And you know what he did? He sold 4.5 million books on this topic because people are interested and they want to know what's going on. When's he coming back? And the next year he wrote another book called 89 Reasons Why Jesus is Coming Back in 89. And he said, my calculations were just a little bit off. He was a scientist with NASA, and he said, my calculations were off. And then in 89, he wrote one, 93, 94, 97. After 97, he just kind of went off because nobody's going to listen to him anymore. But we don't know when Jesus is coming back, do we? He told the disciples, he says, the Father is the only one. So God is the one who knows when this is going to happen. So we have to be prepared, don't we? I like to tell people, they ask me all the time, when's he coming back? You know, the rapture's going to happen. And I'm thinking, yeah, it could happen. But be prepared. Live today like it's coming today, and work like it's never going to come in your lifetime. Okay? So we have that preparation. Number 2 is this. He tells them, as in the days of Noah. He gives them this little example. He kind of gives them a little bit to know when is it going to happen. He says, it's going to be just like the days of Noah. And a lot of people like to take that and think about how horrible it was. You know, there was sin. You know, God's coming to bring judgment upon the earth. He's going to wipe everybody out. He's going to start all over again because it was so evil. No, the problem was not how evil it was when he's talking about this. When Jesus tells them it was just like it was in the days of Noah, the problem was this, is they were living life like there was no consequences. They were married, they were eating, they were doing everything. What's Noah doing? Noah's over building an ark. He's telling everybody a flood's coming. They're going, a flood? What do you mean a flood? We've never seen a flood. What are you talking about, a flood? And he's telling them, and they're not listening. And so many times we can hear the gospel time and time again that we really don't hear it with our heart. We hear it with our head, but we never hear it with our heart. So we need to understand this, that when Jesus comes, it's going to be just like normal. Because we don't know when he's coming. So we have to be prepared. The third thing is, and I'm going to wrap this up, okay? People in my church tell me that means absolutely nothing. But we're going to wrap this up, okay? And he tells them this, to watch. Watch. He said, if the homeowner knew the thief was going to come in, he would have been there to prevent it. He said, so watch. Be on guard. Watch. During the season of Advent, we need to prepare our hearts for the coming, not only of the Christ child, but the King of Kings, who's going to come in and who's ushering all things in. So we prepare ourselves. How do we prepare ourselves? There is a time of anticipation. What is anticipation? Well, let me give you a little story about anticipation, okay? When I was a kid, and my wife is here today, she can tell you I'm still this way. We have this joke around our house. If there's presents in the house, we look at each other and go, there's presents in the house. I remember as a kid one year, I wanted a G.I. Joe motorcycle. Okay, this is back when the G.I. Joes were real G.I. Joes, and they had the hair and the beard, you know, that felt like real hair and beard. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I wish I still had those things, because those things are worth hundreds of dollars now.
Yeah.
But I wanted it really bad. And so, when my mom was in the kitchen and she was out hanging laundry out on the line before we had our dryer, and she was putting the laundry out on the line, some of y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I went into her bedroom and I started snooping, because my anticipation level was at the max. And I opened up her bedroom closet, and you know what I saw? There was a bag in there. And I opened that bag up, and guess what's in that bag? All of our Christmas stuff. And there's my G.I. Joe Jeep. I mean, motorcycle. You know what I did? I took it out of the bag. I got over in front of my dad's closet and closed her bedroom door good. I slid over a little bit so I could be in front of the door, so if she tried to open it, she'd hit me first. And I peeled the tape off that package and pulled that thing out, and I put it together and I played with it. I took it all apart, put it back into the box, put it back in the closet, and then on Christmas Day, when I got it, you know what I did? I acted just like it was the first time I'd ever seen it. Anticipation, it got the best of me.
So bad.
Have you ever had anticipation get the best of you?
Yes.
That's the sense of during this season that we anticipate His coming. And then we have the emotions and the excitement that are all around us that prepare us. So how do we do this? Number one, take time to examine yourself. Number two, is spend time in prayer and study. Number three, is share that excitement and share that anticipation with others. And this, my friend, is the good news of the gospel.